Welcome to Smalltalk Daily for Monday, September 28th, 2009. This morning I'd like to continue with the Parcel Manager. We're going to go to the Directories tab today, and what this does is change you from the suggested list of things to the directories, and this will look at the root of your installation. And you'll see down here we have things like DST, which has the Corba services, the examples, which has all of the example code. This is worth looking at because if you're not sure how to hook a UI up to a domain, for instance, you can load one of these adapt examples. If you want to know how to do animation, you can load this one. If you scroll through here, there are a whole bunch of examples, and these are all listed in the online help, by the way. If you go through the online help, a lot of this stuff comes up there. But you can learn how to use data sets, drag and drop, the editor, so a bunch of stuff in here worth looking at. Glorp, of course, you can go to that. Most of these, though, are accessible in a much easier form and much easier to load form through the suggested list. What's useful here is if you go into obsolete, for instance, you'll find things that are not going to be in the suggested list, but you may need because you may have code that relies on older things like, I don't know, fixed palette fixes, external interface pragma, something in here. Like I have some dependencies on this old flyby help for pieces of bottom feeder that were written a long time ago. So I have stuff in here that I'm using. You might as well. If you go down further, you'll find there are specifics in here, like the parcels directory, the DST directory, the notebook directory. This is for an old widget that is obsolete now. So that's one thing you can look at is obsolete. Going down further, a couple of other things you might want to look at is contributed. This is where a whole mass of things are. Some of these come through the suggested list, some of them don't. You know, for instance, if you come down here, you'll find things like export database, which will export something into an NB-like kind of format so that you can move things around between images. If you go down here, you'll find things like Chronos, which again is in the list of suggested things, but you can find it here. Further down, if we go past all the contributed directories, you'll find one other thing down here, and that's Preview. Preview, a lot of the stuff here is not going to be listed in the suggested list at all because this is stuff that is in kind of a pre-beta state. We intend to support this stuff at some point. It's not supported yet. So for instance, ImageWriter, this will take a 32-bit image and create a 64-bit image out of it if you want to do 64-bit testing. There's some code in the ActiveX directory here. Actually, I don't think there is anything. That's all been moved to supported. If you go to this, you get the COM-UDT support. If you go to database, you'll find some things we don't have support for. If you go here, generic interfaces, you'll find some more COM support. If you go to Glorp, you'll find some things that we have that are not completely supported yet. If you go to OpenTalk, again, you'll find some things that are not completely supported yet. And that's really what Preview is all about. A bunch of stuff that is code that's written but not in a supported state. So you can use this kind of at your own risk. And this is pretty much where you have to go look for it, is in the Preview directories here. So that pretty much wraps up what I wanted to show you today about the components that you can load into SynCom Smalltalk. Until next time, have fun with Smalltalk.